What's going on, producers? Curtis King of Airbit.com here today to discuss some of the details of the net neutrality ruling by the FCC and how it affects music producers. Let's talk about it.
Airbit.com.
Music producers, if you've been sitting under a rock, maybe you heard, maybe you didn't hear, but the FCC just made a ruling to repeal net neutrality. Now, what is net neutrality? It basically secures you the opportunity as producers to have the free internet. Now, when we say the free internet, we of course have to pay our bills when it comes to our internet service provider, whether it's a Spectrum cable or Comcast or whoever that you're with. We're already paying that fee sort of as a general service for the internet. Now, with this ruling, which is not all the way complete because it still has to go through Congress and it has to go through other steps. With this ruling, it basically would turn the internet into a cable service. So the same way your cable works where you get premium channels, there's certain channels that you don't have access to, whether it's the sports packages or the movie packages. Now the internet will work in much the same way, in that certain internet service providers could actually slow down your access or completely block your access to certain websites. And it's going to make it to where social media is going to be a little bit more expensive to get to, or even, cost you to get to. And I shouldn't even say expensive. It's going to actually cost you to get to it. There'll be packages where, some scenarios have been maybe a Twitter, Facebook, and a Instagram package that it would be like, $14.99 a month or whatnot. There's been a lot of prices and everything going out there. The truth of the matter is there's only a selected few that know exactly how this thing is going to look. But what I want to do is hopefully prepare you based upon the information we've already been given. What I want to do is help you sort of strategize just in case this thing goes all the way through and it gets repealed. No matter what happens on the outside world, no matter what happens in laws, it's good that you stay current with it, but in all reality, it should not shift your grind dramatically. If anything, it should inspire you to be more creative about your grind. Now, you got to ask yourself, the first thing I ask myself as a music producer, especially one that relies on the internet for income, is, what would I have to do in an environment where I don't have as much access to the general population because they're not able to access the internet because they're not willing to pay these fees for social media or any other outlets that I use to promote my music. So, what would I do? And the first thing that comes to mind for me is, one, I'm going to have to pay those premiums. If it comes down to it, I have to, because my business is on the internet. So it's not that you won't have access. It's just the fact that you'll have to pay more of a premium in addition to your monthly service in order to have that access. So that's for starters. I know that I'm going to have to make sure that, I sort of build a nest egg of income to prepare myself for when the situation comes, strictly just to have access to certain social medias. The next thing I say is, how important are social medias to my overall campaign? Do I need a Twitter, or is it just a great option to have? Do I need my Facebook? When you start to weigh these things off, you start to think to yourself, okay, do I really, really need this in order for me to be successful in my business? And I always talk about in these videos, when you're doing a, marketing campaign or you're trying to get your beats out there, you don't need to be efficient at every social media. I say that if you're at least efficient in one social media and then you syndicate or share the information on other social medias, using one as an anchor, you'll be in good hands. So in this situation, what I say to myself is, okay, which one do I center in on? As soon as I have those first two questions answered, then I start to think, okay, what happens if, worst case scenario, I don't have as much income coming in from the internet? Then I have to start re-strategizing. Okay, how do I get in front of people? Because there's still people out there. The people are not going away because because the internet is now more restricted or, costs more to be a part of it. People are not going away, but I have to get to the people who are going to help purchase my beats. So that may mean getting out to shows more. That may mean being in studio sessions again, which, for me, if you know anything about my videos and my branding, I enjoy being able to create from home. I enjoy being able to connect with anybody all over the world. And I'm not really a studio rat. The older I get, I'm not really a studio rat. You may be one. And if you are a studio rat, this is a great opportunity for you to really jump in the mix and start to meet people on a physical level. So, you know, what I hope that you get from this video is that no matter what the circumstances are on the outside, you must always be ready to readjust. But at the same time, don't lose touch with your core beliefs, your core morals. Don't be afraid to expand your business in different ways. But at the same time, no matter what goes on in the outside world, you still have a job to do. You have quality production to make. There's rappers and singers out there who need your quality production. So who are you not to provide that? It's actually your duty. And even on top of that, what I want to end you with this note is, if you have a job right now, you should be looking at this as a great opportunity, because now what's going to happen is there's going to be an internet full of people who can afford to use the internet, not just a free internet where it's a bunch of people jumping on here and, you know, just kind of wasting time away on the internet. You'll have people who are pretty much the majority here for a very specific reason. You know, whether it's to push their particular brand forward or whether it's to, you know, be a consumer on this new internet, you have the opportunity. So try to look for the positive in it. I mean, there's not too many ways to positively spin this, because it is a ruling that affects a lot of people, especially people who can't afford, you know, the internet as it will be right now. And it really sucks for a lot of people. But, you know, for you, the producer-nor, for the entrepreneur/producer, you look at this as an opportunity. Try to see the things that you can readjust. See if you need to get out there. I think you do need to get out there anyways and physically have your presence, you know, known, and be in these studio sessions and ensure that you have business coming in regardless of what happens to the internet. Once again, this is Curtis King with Airbit.com. Have a good one.
Airbit.com.
Music producers, don't forget to subscribe to the Airbit channel right now.